So this morning they decided to confirm YUI and Marian, and this is an official confirmation, not really anything in game where they're like kind of teasing it, right? This is basically set in stone now that these two units are going to be coming next. And in this video, we're basically just going to be going over how you guys are going to be preparing and also talking a bit about their build and all that good stuff. And I definitely think we have to kind of talk about, like, if you're summoning on each unit, what's like good things to really have for them in terms of gear and also future units you might want to summon for, and maybe like persuading you against summoning for YUI unless you're like a spender, right? If you're a spender, it's going to be pretty easy to get everyone you want. It's going to be pretty easy to get everyone. Unless you get unlucky on every single banner, then there is that. But we see they both have their silhouettes here. And it was pretty obvious that we were getting them. I mean, listen, we're going to pull up the banner history later. But we got Marian on the left, and then afterwards there is YUI, which I really like YUI's art. It actually looks really, really good. So this was the JP, I guess was the account. I didn't even see it on the account, but I might have missed it. And they confirmed it, and of course JP and the EN version are synced up and are the two running globally, right, as the Western or global version. So in terms of the dates, if ever you want to check, you could just go to the battle pass, head to level, I think 30 or 50, and you'll see here that on the 9th, which is in 5 days, guys, 5 days. So whenever they fully confirm it, hopefully they also show the 4 stars on the banner so that we can make another video on that, because it's possible they change the 4 stars, but they're both coming out on the 9th, which I think is 30 minutes after reset. If this is my time zone, it's 30 minutes after reset, but I'm not too sure. And let's really get into the nitty gritty. So first of all, if we check, these are the 4 stars on the banner, which we've already went over, but the ones that are really good are on Marian's banner, because all 3 of these are usable, but besides Shun, if you think about it, because who is going to be replacing Shun? Marian herself. So keep that in mind. Now, Marian, we know she is a healer. We don't really need to go too crazy into her kit. She's a healer, gives a damage boost, and then also just does a shit ton of healing to where it's very hard for you to die when Marian is on the team, especially at this point in time, especially also considering that a bunch of the units have like the version buffs that were implemented after 1.0, but we currently have 1.0 content, which means our units are stronger than it was on CN, and we have Marian. Well, yeah, we're going to be cooking. Now, Marian is going to stay very good because, you know, sustain is quite important, and she gives damage buffs. And later on, as you get more dupes with the standard banner, because she is on the standard banner, so that's one of the things that might dissuade people from summoning. Well, if you get her dupe 1, she's going to give penetration, which is a 20% defense penetration, which is absolutely insane. So yes, TLDR, basically, I would say doing at least a pity for her is going to be good. Now, if you lose, maybe you could just say, okay, I'm going to save this for someone else to guarantee my 50-50 win, or you could just, you know, go all crazy on her. But there's also standard banner summons, which, keep in mind, currently I have 80, which is completely free to play, and you know, you're going to be able to get a lot more. And then there is YUI. So YUI is kind of a follow-up unit, and she's doing decent damage, but it's like you very much have to play her very specifically, and also will be looking for certain units in the future. And if you want to play her right now, you kind of need to build up Motaha for her gear to work also, and then afterwards in the future, you're going to need to get cord up. You're going to need to get cord, which is actually fine. So if you are planning to get cord and you want YUI, maybe that's going to work out fine for you. YUI is not that crazy, but she is not a complete zero. It's just when you already have the DPSs we have, right? Like these 4 DPSs alone are going to like pretty much carry you through what you need for now, especially. So do keep that in mind. But listen, if you really like YUI, which I've had actually a lot of people say that, then, you know, go crazy. But I'm going to say she is a skip, where Marian, I think, is worth at least 1 pity. Now, you're going to have a lot of time to actually summon. Keep in mind that the banners on CN, this is the CN schedule, the banners on CN are usually only lasting 2 weeks. Now, what they decided to do, wrong one, actually the wrong thing, I was not meant to press that. What they decided to do is basically limited banners are lasting for a month now. So if we check here, right, oh, wrong thing, never mind, I guess it was on level 50. So if we check here, right, Marian's banner will last 2 weeks because it's standard, but then YUI's banner lasts a month. So yes, she comes 2 weeks earlier than planned, but she also lasts a month, so we're not really speeding up yet. And then Fox also is the same thing. So they end at the same time they would have if it was only 2 weeks per banner. Now, the only thing is, are they gonna skip and also Haruna, because if they do, then we are going quicker. So keep that in mind, that you might have to be a bit careful in terms of summoning too much, because we might end up going quicker. And if we do, we'll have to see what they do to compensate. That's 1000% sure, because if they do compensate, there's no problem. But if they do not compensate, then there is a problem. And then afterwards, we do have Cord pretty, or well, sorry, that's not Cord. Wrong fucking character. I don't know why I was thinking Cord. We have Queen afterwards. So I know a lot of people were looking to summon for Queen. So it's very possible that she does come out quite soon. But we'll have to see with that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Now, Marian's weapon is actually very fucking good. So thank you to the worldwide Discord, and also at the same time Poseidon specifically, and the Jocks, right? And Red Heart, I guess. Bro, this community is so goated, because you got so many people in the community actually just being outright goats and doing a bunch of stuff for it. So it's amazing. Now, the 5-star weapon, if you are really trying to invest into Marian, is actually fully worth it. I just hope you get lucky, but I'm just so happy. Like, okay, you know, especially I was summoning on Wuwa for Lupa, which actually S6 Lupa, I maxed her out. It was actually very good summons. But the weapon, right, going to Hard Pity on Wuwa even feels ass there. So it kind of sucks that there's no like guaranteed 50, like no guaranteed 5-star. Like you, in the way that like you have to win the 50-50. I meant to say no guaranteed featured. It's a 50-50 featured. I kind of wish it wasn't, but at least it costs 1,000. That's the thing I could say for sure. Now, Marian's 5-star is going to give you, whenever she consumes Nectar, she's going to give a damage boost of 25%. And pairing that alongside her other damage boost and the dupe 1 pen effect, it's going to be strong. So I would say that if you are trying to full invest into Marian, that one's good. Now for Yui though, I don't really think so in the first place. I think you're fine with the 4-star one. I mean, it gives crit rate and electric damage. Of course, the 5-star does more, but the main reason why I'm saying this one is because it's going to give a damage boost that isn't on the 4-star and is going to help pretty much every team she's in. So that's my logic behind it. Now, as for the gear sets, let's talk about these now. So we're gonna go in game, and if you're trying to prepare, just like get a gear set ready, which won't be that much stamina if we're being real. But let's talk about the best gear sets for Marian, and then we'll go into Yui just to get you prepared, because I know some people do want to summon for Yui, so we're not going to discount that. So for Marian, the two that are going to be really good, first of all, oh, I meant to just hold it, is control, because it's going to make you do more healing, right? So that's not going to be that bad. But personally, I feel like, which one is it? Prosperity? Yes, I think prosperity. Or, yeah, abundance? Why does it say prosperity? Abundance or prosperity? I don't know, man. We'll just say prosperity. So this one's going to be good because it's going to give you ult gauge at the beginning of the battle. And why I think this one's going to work is because if you already have enough ult gauge, or sorry, enough healing, then you're going to be able to just get more ult gauge, and running her kind of as a sustain that's also at the same time doing damage increases and like letting your team clear quicker is going to be very good. So I think that personally prosperity is going to be good. I have like one prosperity set that's that's purple, but the only problem is the truth. You're not going to be using this for that long. But the same thing here, I don't think renewal. Yeah, so the thing is, if you're trying to grind both and you're like going for both, maybe control and renewal will be good, because this one is the one you're planning to run on Yui. I'm pretty much sure this is like the only one that really works. So yeah, this is going to be the 4-piece you're running on Yui, but you also need to have other electric units on the team, which is why you would need to have either Motoha or in the future Cord, right? That's the thing. These are the only two units that are electric, which I think if Cord was someone who did more attacks, because you see here, this is a buff and this is a buff, right? So all these things, if she did more attacks, also another buff, she would have actually made Yui much better. Like, I think we would see Yui in like tier 1 for bossing instead, which makes it unfortunate, because it feels a bit odd when, you know, Cord is good, but then Yui isn't really profiting from her when it would have been very nice, especially with the gear set being so focused on this. So I kind of wish, like, I think Yui could definitely get something in the future, but for right now, like, it kind of sucks how they decided to make it. And then it's like, oh yeah, why not run Motoha with fucking Yui? No, that makes no sense to me. She's just not like that crazy, right? So yeah, those are the gear sets that I would prepare as of right now. Don't go too crazy on the grinding, but if you want to get like just purples for her, then great. And obviously in 5 days, if you are, I mean, I'm about to hit level 50. I could hit it like right now if I wanted to, because I have the side quests and all that. I'm being a bit lazy and I have my stamina, so I could definitely hit it right now. I'm not gonna lie. But once you start getting to the golds, I definitely think it would be a bit better to farm. But I know like for free to plays, it wouldn't be like that. But if you're a low spender, pay to win, then you more than have enough stamina to go crazy, get your golds. And once you get to gold, even if it's just level 50 and you're really trying to farm for that, then hey, you could do that. Get either control or prosperity for Marian, and then it would be renewal for Yui. Those are the main 4 sets that I would go for. So I'll make a full build guide later on them, but besides that, that's basically it. I just wanted to talk a bit more about them, go into the banner schedule a little more, talk about their kits a bit, go over the weapons, go over the gear, and that's going to be it. So yeah, this is going to be the official confirmation that these two are going to be coming out. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching this video. Like the video if you haven't yet. Bye-bye.